Hey, Christy Mattoon here from Rewire. I just had a question asked to me, so I wanted to bring it to you and share it with everybody. The question was about doing a practice of resetting your cellular structure and how often you should listen to that recording that we made the other day. If you're part of this class, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you're not and you're curious and you want to know, contact me at Christy@mindrewire.com. But the video itself, or the recording itself, you can listen to as often as you want to. You have to stop thinking in a three-dimensional way, which means that you're thinking in polarity, which means too much, not enough. Yes, no, right, wrong, can, can't, do, don't, right, all of those things. When you think in that kind of a direction, you're thinking in a three-dimensional kind of way. And what happens is your brain is taking back over instead of your heart, right? Instead of letting the knowledge, letting the energy flow through your heart space, you're already pushing yourself back into your brain and wondering, oh, it's too much, too much. Can I do this too much? How much do I have to do it? Follow your instinct, right? And the person who had sent me this question in an email actually answered their own question. And I would do exactly what you said, 2 or 3 times, or maybe every 2 or 3 days, 2 or 3 times a week, whatever your instinct is. All right. So that's the first part of the answer is whatever your instinct is try to start following your own instinct with this. The goal with something like that meditation, particularly in any meditation, I think, is to activate whatever information comes through and then allow it to keep growing. Allow it to keep manifesting in your life. Allow it to keep getting bigger and bigger inside your system. One of the things that tends to happen with people who continue in a process like this and recognize that it's a process and that, you know, it's a pattern of growth and it's a pattern of building habit. It's a pattern of reconstructing the local self. What you'll notice is that every time we do something, you'll get different information. Every time you redo it, it's like watching a movie. You'll watch a movie once and get one set of information. You watch it again, you get something else, right? It's exactly the same idea as, I want to say, you know, in the beginning was the Word, the living Word. What does that mean? It's living, it grows, it changes as you grow and change, right? Logos, the Word, is a power within you. It's a power within the universe. And it's kind of the structure, it's the information that holds all this together. And as you're building your own structure, you're going to notice all of this keeps changing and changing. So how often should you do it? As often as you want to, right? You're only putting good information into the system, and you can't think of it linearly, or you can't think of it like Western medicine would, where you can take too much of a good thing. That doesn't exist here, okay? That doesn't exist here because you're talking about unconditional love. I even want to say you're talking about unquantitative love. You're talking about something that's so far removed from most of us that we just don't even comprehend it or understand it. And that's what we're trying to fold back into the system. This system, our local system. All right? Even though the system that we're using is non-local. Okay? Here's the other thing. The other part of the question that you asked was, I can't find that same big feeling, the exact same feeling. You're back in your brain again looking for matches to things that there might not be matches to. It's going to change and grow and alter. Can you get the feeling back up to the same? I believe you can. I believe it's a matter of practice. Can you live in that same blissful feeling all the time? I don't know. I think it's different for everybody. I do think, and I have said this before, and to this person in particular, we've actually had this discussion before, and so I'm going to just repeat it again. I'm going to gently remind you, the feeling itself has a range, right? So if the feeling starts here, and this is like a dividing line, and here's all the bad stuff, and here's all the good stuff, from here over is a range of feeling that can be anywhere from happy all the way up to bliss or beyond, right? Whatever word you would assign to that. The goal is to stay on this side of the line. The goal is to stay right in here somewhere, right? Because if you're on this side of the line, you're in good chemicals. And at any given point, we're trying to just get that good feeling to pull right back up into us naturally. So you want to start looking for it. You want to start seeing if you can get really aware and notice it and just allowing it to come back over you. I was sitting here watching, I'm watching a program, and I can't even remember the guy's name right now, but it's a scientist and a philosopher. And he's sitting here talking about the universe and the structure and all of this stuff and how we work as a whole unit. And it was interesting while I was listening to him, that huge feeling just like came into my system. He was talking about different places where the universe and where all of this stuff, how it's all interconnected and none of it's separate, even though we feel like we're separate units. We're so interconnected, and that place in your heart, right? The point of the heart just like lit up, and I was like, whoa, eyes open, fully aware, watching a TV screen, and all of a sudden this feeling just bursts through me. That's kind of what we want to have happen, and you want to have it happen, in any moment, when things are going right, when things are going wrong, when things are just happening in your life, and all of a sudden you're just like fully aware that you're in awe and in total unconditional love, right? So it's about that connectedness. So it can be a range of feeling. You might not hit the mark. Keep working on staying in the better side of everything. And it's kind of the ultimate goal. Over time, this gets easier and easier. Part of the language that you're using talking to yourself is what's keeping you from getting there, right? Here's one of the things that happens too, because you said this even in your note, was that even practicing this before with me, you couldn't find that range of feeling. So you're already establishing a range of practice. And we do this with everything, guys. We will set out to do something, and then it doesn't happen the way we expected, and our brain takes notes, our system takes notes, we have a feeling to it, and then we come back to it and we do it again, and we get that same exact result. And then you come back to it and you do it again and you get that same exact result. What you've done is train yourself to that result. I mean, it is how the system works, and you have to overcome the result, which means you have to get rid of whatever it is you're coming to it from, and not necessarily the practice. It's the mindset that, oh, I'm probably going to end up here again, right? So somewhere deep inside yourself, you're telling yourself that. If you can become aware of that feeling, like, where am I telling myself that I'm going to end up here and I can't get back to the place that I want to get to? Find that feeling, put that in a whole brain state, sit with it for a few minutes, let it clear the system, and then come back to the meditation. Let it really build up. Stand up and walk around with that feeling in your system and really engage with it, and then keep coming at it from that angle. Does that make sense? Was that helpful? Comment below. Anybody else have any questions, please feel free to ask, and we will continue the journey together. It's great to see you this morning, and I hope you have a magnificent and wonderful